Hey guys, it's Paul with New Comic Book Day for the week of February 6th, and we're going to get started right now. This episode brought to you by the Comic Book Store, 30 North Main Street, Glassboro, New Jersey, 083028. Come buy comics. Because
that's not right.
Is it?
08028.
08028. What did I say?
Not that.
Okay, 08028.
I'm pretty sure it had like 7 numbers, 8
whatever.
numbers.
Just Google 30 North Main Street, Glassboro, New Jersey. You got it. Come buy comics, because if they don't buy comics, then we can't film here because the place will close.
Whoa.
I mean, not saying that it's like in any danger of closing. I'm just saying, come buy comics. Just
Dire Straits.
Just
come
come
give
do
us your money.
just come do something.
Dire Straits. Oh man, the lights aren't even staying on. Oh
no! Oh god! Come buy comics.
Hey guys, Tim from the Comic Book Store in Capes and Scowls, and I'm going to talk about the trades now. But before I talk about the trades, let's talk about this Marvel free previews thing that you can get at your local store. It talks about Captain Marvel. It's a nice kind of explanation of what you should read if you want to see certain parts of Carol Danvers' history. It's got little previews of some recent issues as well. Talks a little bit about Miss Marvel. So, yeah, check it out. It's free.
Life of Captain Marvel. That's all you need.
Basically. Alright, now we've got Shazam and the Monster Society of Evil. This came back a couple years ago. Maybe even 10 years ago at this point. It's written by Jeff Smith, the guy who wrote Bone. So if you love Bone, you should buy that. You should buy it anyway, because you like it. BPRD, The Devil You Know, Pandemonium, Volume 2. I don't know specifically what this is, but I know BPRD is very good. And if you enjoy Hellboy, you enjoy this whole universe. It's very interconnected. We've got Aquaman Suicide Squad. Sink Atlantis, the team-up you didn't know you needed. I also don't know that I need that. We've got Wolverine Logan, a new printing of a classic Marvel book. Issues 1 through 3. Brian K. Vaughan, if memory serves. I mean, yeah, it says Vaughan. Okay, Vaughan. And then we have the DC Essential Edition, Blackest Night Saga, a new printing of Blackest Night. It is issues 0 through 8, and it has has a couple issues of Green Lantern and some little pieces from other issues thrown in there. This book's amazing, and you should read it if you haven't.
First issue is Female Furies, issue number 1. I thought last week I was pissed off with comics. This really upset me. But for one, it's a superfluous title because we know the Furies have always been females. I think it's just more, I don't want to say clickbait or bait, but it really is. I mean, it's such a pandering book. It literally turns Darkseid into a discount Harvey Weinstein, and has things calling back to like our reasoning behind changing the Miss America pageant. Like, it was just dumb. There's absolutely no reason for this book to be here, to exist, other than to pander. So if you like pandering, you'll like this book.
Alright, well, before I get to my reviews, I just wanted to point out that Tony Stark Iron Man, I didn't review this, but this cover is really sweet, and I really like it. Like, it just jumps off of the shelves. It's by Alexander Lozano, so good on you. This cover's great. Alright, first up, we have Gunhawks. This is a one-shot western. It is by the Laphams, and I'm a big fan of David Lapham, and this story follows a sheriff who is going after some Mexican outlaws, and you find out, has a bit of a history with them, and they are deciding if they want to go destroy his whole town and take him down and take him in. It's a very unique story. It doesn't go the way you think it's going to go, and it is just a very good one-and-done Western story. I enjoyed it a lot. The art was pretty good, and the colors were actually pretty good, so there you go. If you like Westerns, that'll give you your fix.
Next up, we have Batman issue number 64, not by Tom King. All right, so to kind of frame this book, this is somewhat out of continuity. The story takes place before the issues of Nightmare, but after the at least most of Heroes in Crisis. So Batman and the Flash are not really on speaking terms because of what happened with Heroes in Crisis. You didn't know what happens in Heroes in Crisis. Literally, like the first panel, Wally's dead. And they're trying to figure out why Wally died or who killed Wally. And they couldn't figure it out. Everything kind of goes to crap. And it really kind of fractures their relationship. And this is basically like a Sins of the Father kind of visited on the present storyline. It was still really good. The art was amazing. It was beautiful in it. Even though it wasn't Tom King, it was still a great issue to have. Williamson has been doing an amazing job on Flash, so you're not really taking a dip in quality, even though Tom King's not on this book. Still one to read, and check it out, because I'm really interested to see how this one's going to go, because the reveal panel at the end was, wow.
All right, it dawns on me I read all Marvel books. I don't know if that's good or bad. Paul, what do you think?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It depends on which one.
Yeah, it does.
If it's the one I'm thinking,
yeah,
oh,
it
God.
does. I know, you wanted me to all rage again. Hey, I found my Cleveland State University hat.
Go Cleveland State.
Future Paul, go Cleveland State.
That's actually past Paul.
What?
That is way past Paul. Like, that's
past
like,
Paul?
Cool. That's 2 years ago.
That's deep Paul.
That's a callback.
deep
That's a
cut Paul.
callback to like our like OG.
OG, how long have we been doing this?
2 years, man. That's 100 episodes. It's 100 episodes. That joke is 100 episodes ago.
Oh, all right. That's fine. All right, next up we got Old Man Quill. I'm not a huge Guardians guy, but I wanted to know how this fits into the universe that they keep expanding on, which I'm not totally against, but not really clamoring for either. The story was fine. I had joked that Quill had missed everything because he was out in space, and yep, that's what happened. He was out in space. He missed a lot of what went down on Earth, as you know, in the Old Man Logan storyline. He is out in space, and some terrible things happen that kind of break him, separate of these whole earthly events. And he gets old, and the Guardians get old, and Rocket looks amazing. The art on Rocket is really fun. But it is basically the Guardians come back, they get him, and they're like, hey, we got a mission, we got to go do this thing. Nice cameo by the Brood. And I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It fills in some gaps in this universe, and I'm curious to see where it goes, but I don't know. Do we need more of this universe? Is this a thing? Do I want Old Man everybody by the time this is done? I bet you in 10 years we're going to have Old Man every damn character ever. And I don't want that. I don't know. But this was fine. We'll see where it goes.
All right.
All right.
And my pick of the week. Why? There was no reason to do that. My pick of the week. This book, Die, has been amazing. This is Die issue number 3 by Kieran Gillies. Kieran?
Kieran.
I know you butchered his name last week.
Yeah, it's kind of what I do.
Yeah.
But I believe it's Kieran.
The art is breathtaking in this, and you know what? I'm going to look it up because I can't remember who the art was by. This is by Stephanie Hans. Stephanie Hans does an amazing job on this book. It is basically, if you haven't watched the last 2 reviews of this book, it is basically a deconstruction of Dungeons and Dragons and what would happen if reality was kind of imparted in Dungeons and Dragons, because it's kind of cool to be traipsing around looking for dungeons and looking for dragons, but not realizing that nobody actually wants to be in a dungeon, because dungeons are for keeping people in, and that's kind of the central point of this particular issue, and about, again, seeing the horrors of what actually adventuring in a Dungeons and Dragons-esque place would actually come to. And, it was touching, it hurt. Like, I mean, this really did draw a lot of emotion, seeing the horrors of war and the horrors of what is going on this particular spot in the world. But it was so good. It is definitely one of those ones I'm not missing. I'm definitely putting this on my pull bin because it consistently seems to be selling out in the comic book store. So I need to make sure that I keep getting it because it's that good. You should be checking this one out.
All right, and it's time for my pick of the week, and it is not an X book, because I didn't read an X book. Stop trolling me, Paul. It's Daredevil #1 by Chip Zdarsky and crew. I really liked... So I knew I was going to like Zdarsky's writing, because I really think Zdarsky puts a lot of effort into his Marvel work. Not to say that his others he doesn't, but he can be silly and have a good time with his independent work, his image work. But with Marvel, he gets the old style, he gets old stories, and he lovingly embraces them. He really plays up Matt Murdock as kind of pitiful. And I know Man with Fear, what was it?
Man Without Fear.
Man Without Fear. I should have known that. Man Without Fear is not completely wrapped yet, but this, I assume, takes place after that, where he is broken and beaten. He had been hit by that truck, and he is just trying to force himself to be Daredevil when he really shouldn't. And it's a very cool story. Zdarsky gets bonus points for the backup story, which is only like 4 pages long, but it is a quick little story of Daredevil overhearing this robber or not a robber, a kidnapper who is going to attack a child and send pictures and ransom all this stuff, and Daredevil stops him. And it's this touching kind of story where he saves this girl, but it's told from the regular point of view, and then it's redrawn again by Zdarsky, where it's his vision, his special vision. So really cool, really good book. I enjoyed it. I'm curious to see where it goes. It's always fun when Daredevil gets the crap beaten out of him. That happens a lot in this book. So check it out. Alright, that's it. That's the end of the video. We're done here. Make sure you check us out on social media. Check Paul out on social media. Go find Paul and tell him some funny things on social media. Send him weird pictures. He loves weird pictures.
I don't.
Paul loves weird pictures. The weirder the better.
I don't.
You can send them to my email. I'll forward them to him. If you're afraid he's just going to reject all your loving photos, you can send them to me, capesandscouspodcast@gmail.com. I will forward them to Paul. I will get them blown up, and I will bring them next week for Paul. It sounds expensive. I'm not doing that. But anyways, yeah, that's it. The video's over. There's a video over here. There's a thing over here. Who gives a shit?